I see a lot of artists that are older than me and got zero revenue from music. They don't get royalties. They don't own music. They don't have a studio. They didn't learn new skills. They didn't write songs. I remember telling a girl one day, hey, listen, I think I was 35 and she was 30 at that time. I'm not sure. But we already did like 2-3 albums. Everything was great. And we were having a conversation, me, her, and another artist. And I was telling her, hey, listen, you are a great writer. You write great songs. And listen, I'm 35, you're 30. So that's probably 15 years ago, or 13 years ago. I'm telling her, hey, I'm going to make a lot of beats. I'm going to do a bunch of beats. Like, I'm going to send you a full folder with 50 beats. You find the one that find the ones that inspire you the most, and write songs on them. We're going to record some nice demos. And you see all these girls. So at that time, the new girls were like Kim, Fanny G, all these new girls in Zouk. And then there was also some girls in Portugal that were starting, like Assign Van der May. And I was also seeing a lot of other girls. Like at that time, there was Neuza, all these girls. And I was like, listen, write me some songs in English and write me some songs in French. And once I have like a package of 50 songs, I'm gonna go and shop them to all the producers, people who are having artists. So after that, we're gonna make money from our music, but we're also gonna make money from all these girls who will replace you and all these guys who will replace me one day. And she looked at me and she was like, are you crazy? What the hell? What are you talking about? Are you telling me that you want me to help the competition? And she was, no, no way I'm doing this. And today, she has been replaced by all these girls who, now these girls are in their 30s, so they're being replaced by the new girls that are 20. But at a point when all those girls were doing hits and becoming the new superstars, and she was becoming a legend, and what was happening is that I just gave those girls a bunch of beats with no lyrics. So I made money from the competition. And it's not even the competition because we are not from the same generation. I made money from who was coming in the back. And as the best one were the group Les DS, I was sitting in my sofa, chilling, and I made 200,000 euros because I wrote and composed 80% of the album. When I could see them as competition, I said, nah, I'm not gonna help you. I was like, no, let's go. Beats here, beats there. I could say, oh, I'm not gonna make beats for my competition, Nelson Freitas. I made Deeper and Rebound Chick, two of the best kizombas of all times, for Nelson Freitas. And until today, I still make money from those two songs every month. If I was like that girl, I would have said, I'm not gonna help competition. And I would not make any money today. So listen, every time Nelson go on stage and does a show and sing those songs, I make money from SPA. Every time this song play on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., 50% of the money that is generated comes to me. Every time he's gonna go on TV and or do a show and play even a little bit of those songs, ching ching ching. And that girl could have been receiving half of that ching ching ching. But for her, it was like, I'm not gonna help competition. And I was like, listen, this is business. In business, you have to play the chess. You have to play the right moves. You have to understand the power of, I have a great, listen, you think that when I did Deeper, I didn't know it was a banger? I knew it was the best song ever. I knew it. But you know what? I was like, I just finished making the beat. I was like, yo, that song is hot, yo. That song is crazy. And then I remember I sent it to Nichols. Actually, I made it for Nichols. So the name of the instrumental is NYC 211. For Nichols 211. That's just name that I put. I sent to Nichols. Nichols tells me, come on, like, this is too minimalist. I don't like this. Da 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 da. Stop sending me those beats. Send me the real hits. I was like, bro, that's a banger. And he's like, nah. I was like, okay. Then it comes back to me. I ask myself, okay, should I write something? But I was between two albums. So I had this hit now, and my album was coming in another year. I sent an email to Nelson Freitas. The email was saying, do I still have this email? Let me check. Let me see if I still have this email. Nelson Freitas. Let me see. Nelson. There you go. Oh no, it's not the one. Oh, it's not that one. I think it's this one. I'm not sure. Look at the email. 2012. No, that's early. That was in 2006. Anyway, when I have a hit for Nelson, that's what I send him. You see here, subject, bomb. That's all I said. I sent Nelson Freitas an email saying bomb. And he replied to me, I'm going to the studio. He didn't listen to it. He just told me I'm going to the studio. And I was like, you like it? He said, I don't know yet. He went to the studio, he put play, he record, he sent me the song, he said, can you put a rap? I said, yeah. And that's how we did Deeper. 2-3 years after, I sent him another email and I said bomb, and it was Rebound Chick. And same thing, when I finished the beat, I was like, oh, this is a hit. But I was like, you know what? Let me send it to Nelson. I sent it to Nelson. Nelson turned it into one of the biggest songs ever, Rebound Chick. I could have kept it for me, but I understand the power of sacrifice. Sometimes you're gonna have to give it to somebody else so that they can turn it into what you're not gonna turn them into, because you know you have. When I did Rebound Chick for Nelson, I think it's the same year, I'm not sure. I already had something going on, recorded. I had something going on. I had Question My Heart. I had Love de Toi. I had Bien Plus Fort. No, I had Love de Toi. I had all these songs recorded. And I was like, I have all my hits are here. I have all the songs I need. So these ones, if I put them in my album, maybe they will not blow up because they're going to be in competition with the songs I already have. Should I keep them for 2 years and put it in my next album? Now let me send it to my boy. And I didn't tell him, hey, he's a bum. Send me 3,000 euros. I was like, nah, he's a bum. This is yours. go and kill it. And I never asked Nelson for money, ever. But you know what? When I take my phone and I tell Nelson, hey, bro, can you sing on this song, please? Nelson doesn't ask questions. He said, all right. And he sings on the song. And that's because a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, they believe that the sacrifice was before, when you were doing shows, nobody knew you. Now you signed, you don't need to sacrifice again. Listen, a lot of times I knew I was getting screwed in the percentages, on the numbers, but I needed that person to buy me a screen, a monitor for my computer, a brand new computer that cost 10,000, a new microphone that cost 5,000. I needed that person to spend 20,000 for me. I knew he was making 80,000 and my share was 40,000. But I was like, hey, get me this, and this, and this. And those are the machines that I use to build my independence. Listen, when I made my first album, I made $1 million to the label. 100,000 CDs sold at €10 benefit from CD. That's $1 million. From that money, I only got 6%. So that was 60,000. It's a sacrifice. When you see all this money, it's not yours, but they were paying for everything. But I was learning how it works. And I was like, one day I'll make my million myself. But you have to be willing to take the time to build, to learn all these things, so that one day you are doing passive income. The way I live today is this: like every day I have some money coming from somewhere because of all these work that I've been doing for all this time. And sadly, I still see artists today that have people telling them the things that people were telling us 30 years ago. Why? Because that's how the game works. It's an emotional game. You think it's an emotional game. People know how to play with your emotions. People know how to make you feel cocky, confident. People are telling you that the world is yours. When in reality, it's a business and you have to make business moves. And you have to make business moves for today, for tomorrow, for in a month, and especially for in 40 years. A lot of people will end their careers with nothing. They own nothing, so they don't make money from nothing. And so when it's time to pass on their assets to their children, they will have nothing. And their children will have to go to work and go through their sacrifices so they can be somebody. And listen, it's amazing to think that when it's time to pass your something to your family, you know that, listen, you have a big catalog and you did this and this and this and this and enough work that maybe they start their life, their adult life with, I don't know, if you have 2 children, let's say they both have 2,000 every month that comes from all the work you did. They have it easier in life. But because a lot of us are selfish and we think that, we're just working for us, we don't think of our future children. Because listen, you're 18, you're 19, you're 20, you don't think that you're gonna have children one day. Maybe you have them already, but most of the time you don't have children yet. So you just grinding, trying to make it. And then once you think you made it, you don't realize that now you just started. And once it's time to land, you realize that you did all those hits, but you did nothing. You did nothing. You were just believing all the lies, just being there and thinking that you were all that. And you never realized that, yeah, one day there's going to be somebody else. One day there's going to be streaming. One day there's going to be TikTok. Listen, we here today talking on YouTube. We don't know what's going to be in 10 years. Where is going to be the place when people talk? How fast is the internet going to be? What kind of, are we still going to be using sleeves of glass with a screen that we touch? Or is it going to be directly in maybe glasses like this with things, information there? And we don't know how it's going to be in 10 years. I've seen Twitter start. I've seen Instagram start. I remember Snapchat. I see TikTok today. Listen, people are now starting to hate Instagram. People are starting to leave YouTube to go to Twitch, to go to Rumble. Like, things are changing. Whoever is the champion today gonna have a contender tomorrow. So never think you arrived. Personally, I never thought I arrived. And maybe my luck was my father was at my age way richer than me. So I never thought I arrived because I was making 1,000 every show, or 2 or 3 or 5. Because I never owned a house that was big as the house that I was raised in Africa. Yeah, other times, other type of money. But for me, my drive to arrive is still the same because, listen, I love my apartment. It's nice. It's great. I have 2 bedrooms, but I was raised in a house that had 10 bedrooms. So 2 bedrooms to me is like, let's go. But my dreams, is to have 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. It's not a question of abusing because I don't have 6 children I don't have I grew up with my 6 siblings plus another 2. It's not the same thing. I have a small family. I live in Europe. It's different, but my ambition is intact compared to where I was 30 years ago. And whenever I was successful, I never said to myself, hey, look, I was just happy that my parents were proud of me and I was able to be self-sufficient. But I'm still working to arrive to the next level. And I would love to be able, for example, when my daughter is 18, to buy her a place, even if it's a studio, to be able to say, hey, you can live in one of my places, so good, and I give you a good education, so you don't go crazy because now you have your own place. See what I mean? And as parents, that's what we all wish. But today I'm able to put her in the best schools and put my son in the best schools as well, because of all these work that I did, all these years ago. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. The lies that, if you're a young artist and you're seeing this today, don't believe all the lies. Think of the future. Ask yourself if everything you do today is going to last for how long compared to today. In the streaming industry, people forget things quick, etc. Are you making things that are going to be meaningful and evergreen and they're gonna generate money. I personally see music today as, I love songs, right? I love my songs. I put my heart in them. But once I'm done recording, the business mind takes over and they are money generating assets. That's how I see them. And yeah, listen, love listening to my music. It's great, etc. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh, sometimes I'm listening. Ooh, beautiful. I remember exactly what I was feeling when I did that song, etc. All this, yes, but they are money generating assets. So you put them in places, they stream. Even if one song generates $5 every month, you're gonna say to yourself, that's not a lot of money. But if you have 100 songs like this generating $5, that's 500 now. You might pay off of a rent with that, or a rent depending on where you live. Now, if you have 100 songs generating 500, maybe you can make those songs generate a little more. If they all generate 10, that's 1,000. And by the time they generate 1,000, maybe you made another 50 songs that are generating also 10. Now you have 1,005. You can pay your rent, you can pay electricity, you can pay for food, and now you're starting to understand a business framework. And it doesn't have to be 150 songs. It can be 10 songs depending on the success you have. But as long as they belong to you, and as long as you don't work for today, you work for the future. You don't work to prove stuff to the haters or people that don't like you or don't like your video, but you work for the future. And you even work for after you or after your career. You see what I mean? I mean, personally, a lot of people, when you are taking off, a lot of people, they still believe they're here when maybe they already landed, or maybe they've been on cruise. Those are different things. Personally, in terms of musical career as a performer, somebody who was doing a lot of shows, for me, I landed already. Personally, I still do a lot of songs. I still do a lot of stuff, but I'm reaping the benefit of all the work I did when I was there. And I'm now working not on music because I'm taking off in different other things. NFT, blockchain, investments, different stuff that are more exciting to me and will generate way more than music, hopefully, so that I can, in 10, 20 years, be 68 and be like, yeah, look, tell my daughter, hey, don't worry. You want to go to the university where? In Nepal? Let's go. So yeah,